Hi, I'm Blake.
And I'm Jamie.
And we're Blaming.
I guess so.
Today we're talking about something that's, I'm sure, important. I don't remember what we were doing with this one. Oh, sorry, we're doing reviews of the books that we read in October. Not all the books we read in October, I think the ones we just most recently finished.
Yeah. Like
Because
yesterday and
I read more in October than just this book.
Did
in
you?
fact, I didn't read any more October than this book because I didn't actually read this book.
And I didn't read this book.
Yeah, that one's mine. Thanks. Great. So we're going to give you a short, 2-minute review of each of these books. We don't want to be too spoilery because there's a good chance she reads this book. I don't know if I'm going to read that. We'll see how the review is. But we'll see. You want to start or you want me to?
I'll start. I finished this today. It's The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I got this for Christmas last year, and it took me a long time to get around to it because there's a lot to read. But basically, this is a perfect summary of why I love young adult fantasy. Just YA. I just love it. It was simple. There was all the plots worked out just the way they planned it. It was very I wouldn't say predictable. There were a couple of predictable things. It just was simple and fun and easy and light.
I did hear you say halfway through, the twist was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then the later twist is, you're like, I know what the last twist is going to be. Was the last twist what you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, well, they spoil it for you right in the front of the book.
Okay, well, that's not really a twist. That's just...
True, but it's
know
quite
about it.
a plot line.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I really liked it. I didn't get sick of the characters, and one thing though is that it's a duology. There's 2 of them.
Uh-huh. I
don't know that it needs a second one. This felt really complete to me, so I'm kind of worried to see what the second one looks like. I already bought it, so I feel like I need to read it.
Great.
But I feel like it's one of those she wrote a second one just to write a second one, so I don't know what to expect. But I'd say 4 stars. It wasn't perfection, but I really, really enjoyed it.
Something you'll learn with Jamie is 4 stars is actually 3 stars. She just likes it too much, and then a year from now she'll be like, I gave that too high of a rating. So basically everything she gives is probably an extra star above what it actually is. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Am I wrong?
I know you're probably not all the time.
In the moment, she thinks every book is the best book she's ever read.
I enjoy books.
Yeah, I agree.
It had a good ending. It was a good, solid book. I really enjoyed it.
It was over in 2 minutes. Anyways, speaking of books that weren't over in 2 minutes, so this was Ship of Magic. Ship is the second one, which I'm already 200 pages into. So that probably spoils a bit of this because I finished this yesterday? 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Something. All I know is it was 1:30 in the morning, and I finished it. Which also should probably tell you a lot about it. It was excellent. Robin Hobb is a fantastic writer. She writes characters really, really well. So kind of maybe something that's better in here, so you can kind of see.
No, sorry.
Anyways, so she writes characters really well. And one of the things I love about Robin Hobb is that the characters don't blend together. Meaning, I feel like a lot of authors, you could read a point of view and have it not mention who it's from, and you couldn't tell what character it is. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas Robin Hobb, you can really tell what character your point of view is in. They're very different.
That's
very,
awesome.
Very different. And very fun, very flawed. I read the first trilogy of hers, the Farseer trilogy was excellent. And so this is set in the same world, a different time. And they mentioned the 6 duchies, whereas the first one happens a little bit. And they mentioned kind of some mythological things that were kind of real from the other one, but they think they're fake. And the stuff in here, the other group thinks is fake, but they're real in here. So it's this really interesting kind of world where you have a little more information, but you could jump right into this without reading the Farseer trilogy. And this might be better. It does one of the things that I think fantastic books do, is it made me hate people. Just deliriously angry, want to read because I want something bad to happen to that person that is being so awful. Which, I think the classic example for me growing up was Dolores Umbridge, right? Where it's who cares if Voldemort dies as long as she does? And that's kind of how I felt in some of these passages in the book, without giving too much away. But I think that brings out the characters. I think that shows how Robin Hobb writes. Really interesting world, lots of things going on, but not a lot of hand-holding. So you get the main plots, and if you don't really want to care about the bigger thing that's going on, you could probably ignore it. But there's definitely something big happening in this world, and I'm excited to finish it. There's I think 13 books in this world. I've read 3, 4 now. I'm part of the way through 5. I'm excited to finish the other ones. But really fantastic. I think it's the Elderling Chronicles. I'm trying to think of the actual name of the long story of it is, but really great. So this is book 1 of the Liveship Traders series, which is a trilogy. You have Ships of Magic first, Mad Ship second, and Ship of Destiny third. Spoiler alert, there are ships involved in this.
You think?
Yeah. Anyways, fantastic book. Highly recommend it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I would recommend this too for YA lovers. Like you're saying, there is hand holding in this. There is it's just simple, but that's what I loved about it because it's
like. You mean like literal hand holding? Was that like the love? Was the hand? There's a little more than that in this book. Just warning you a little bit here.
Love it. One thing I did like about this one is there's like a time travel aspect without like actual time travel. It was really well done, I thought.
Cool. Great. So if you want to time travel without actually time traveling, that's the book for you.
Kind of though, yeah.
All right.
Because I hate time travel.
But you like the book?
It wasn't like actual time travel.
Okay. So you give it 4 stars out of 10?
5.
I think this might be 4 stars for me.
Awesome.
It's very solid. I could see the argument for 5 stars. It didn't. It doesn't quite grip me as much as some of the other ones. And like Jamie said, I think maybe we started out talking about it. It took me a bit to get into it. Like I read fine through it, but it took me probably halfway through before I was like, okay, let's finish this in a day or two. It was great.
Farseer, you like blew through it. This one seemed like a slow.
Interestingly, with Farseer, I struggled with the first book.
Oh.
So it's same thing of like it just maybe Robin Hobb for me is just a little slow in the beginning, but there seems to be a waterfall. Like the second book of Farseer, I finished it immediately, started third, right? Like there was no delay in there, where there was a delay between the first book and the second book. Actually, like a year delay in between. So I mean, maybe it is just a little slow to get going, at least for me. But the payout it's been good.
Cool.
I will say I do hope the Farseer trilogy was good and it ended well, but it didn't quite end as awesome as I think it could have. And so it will be interesting to see if this series lives up to its beginning books.
Cool.
And finishes as well.
That's awesome.
Great. Well, okay. I don't know how you end one of these review things. So like and subscribe, I guess, and maybe buy this book.
And probably this one too.
I mean, if you have to.
If you like YA, you'll like this book.
If you like hand holding, you'll probably like the book. If you want more than hand holding.